This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. We have an oven that is not heating. So I've removed the racks and the panel at the bottom by pulling it up, and I'm just going to zip out the igniter now by taking out the 1/4-inch screws. Sometimes you should put a little bit of oil on the threads to make them come out easier. And here are the two leads that come to the igniter to bring it power. I'm going to strip back the insulation, and then I'll use the ceramic wire nut to tighten up the wire that goes between the igniter and the wires coming from the oven to give power to the igniter. And you can do them either way. There's no polarity issue, so either wire can hook to either of the igniter wires. I'm just going to tighten up the 1/4-inch screws that hold the igniter. You want to strip away maybe a 1/4 inch of insulation from the wire. And the igniter wire, the wires are already stripped for you and ready to go. So I'm using my wire strippers to just strip away a little bit of the insulation from the wire that comes from the oven to bring power to the igniter. Again, just about a 1/4 inch is good. You can get these flat glow igniters online for about $30, maybe even less, and they work on most brands. So it works for Frigidaire, for Maytag, Kenmore, Whirlpool. Most of them have the same flat igniter. There are some that have a round one, but say about 80% use this flat one. So we're just putting the ceramic wire nut now in the second wire. And again, don't worry about getting the wires mixed up because either one will work. Just make sure you get them on there nice and tight. Alright, so we have the igniter in position, we have the wires hooked up, we're going to set it for bake, and then what you'll notice is it'll heat up a lot faster and you will have more even cooking too. When these igniters get worn out, they take a long time to heat up if they ever actually ignite the gas. So this one looks good. It's getting nice and bright. It'll get almost white hot, and then the gas valve will let in the gas and it'll ignite it and get a nice blue flame. Usually about 30 seconds or less. There's the blue flame, looks good. So it's actually a pretty easy repair. The only problem I've ever had with this is sometimes getting the screws out that hold the igniter because they're corroded. So it is good to put a little oil on the threads before you remove it. Makes it pretty easy. So it looks great. We're going to shut it off and then we'll put it back together. We'll put the heat shield back on, and the heat shield just dissipates the heat from the venturi. It kind of spreads it out so you have more even cooking. And that just slips on, and then there's a little nut that you can tighten on a bolt that holds it in. And I'll give that maybe a 1/4 turn with a pair of pliers to get it tight. There we go. Putting the lower tray back, or putting the panel back in, I put it in at a 45-degree angle, and I feed in the front part, the lip underneath, and then I let the bottom part settle down. And then there's two screws that we're going to put in to hold that in. You can just put those in with finger tension, maybe give it a 1/4 turn with a standard head screwdriver. Depending on how much baking you're doing, these igniters tend to go, I think, between 5 to 8 years. So if you're noticing that the oven doesn't heat very well, or it takes a long time to heat up or a long time before the flame starts, you probably just need a new igniter. Alright, so we'll just put the racks back in, just slide those in. There we go. And I always like to give it a test by letting it heat up to 200 degrees before I know for sure that it's fixed. And this one did great. It heated up really fast. So I hope this has been helpful to you, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance. Thanks so much for watching.